Hey, and welcome to another episode of Dr. Patetta's Beginning Guitar Theory. I'm Dr. Patetta here once again, coming at you from the living room, Austin. And today, well, first of all, if you're here, thank you for coming. Hope you stick with it. Welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Today we're going to address an issue, an idea, that's going to utilize a lot of what these episodes have consisted of. Primarily, really, kind of since the beginning. Intervals not so much gonna, play a defining factor as they have been, but again, those are the building blocks of, how we progress. But it's gonna take, an understanding of the major scale, and chords and how chords are spelled and whatnot. So what we're going to talk about today is oftentimes just referred to as harmonizing a melody. Well, what the heck does that mean? Well, let's say, you have a little tune in your head. Let's say maybe you wake up one morning and you have this tune stuck in your head. And if you have the time, in the morning, you break out your guitar and you try to figure it out. All right, try to figure out what you hear in your head. So let's just say, for example's purposes, it sounds something like this. And it repeats, okay? Created right there, that's a melody. And of course, they don't have to, be derived from your waking up in the morning. They can come anytime, or you can, create a melody on your own. But let's say that's all you got, and you want to write a song using that melody. Again, maybe a singer-songwriter, just somebody who wants to write some music on the guitar. That maybe somebody else will sing some lyrics to, or just you want, just to play the guitar. So what you can do is write a chord progression based upon those notes in that melody you've created. So that's called harmonizing a melody. Okay? The melody is the sequence of notes. Okay? Harmonizing means adding a chord underneath. Okay, so there's many ways that this can be done, and we're just gonna start off with kind of big boy steps, not baby steps, but big boy, big girl steps, in applying again what we've learned to this point too. And so if you understand the concepts here, then if you apply, say, what we looked at when we were talking about, chord families, I think 2 episodes ago or so, in the harmonic movement, then, you can combine these two and really come up with something, that is that you wrote. So let's see how this works, okay? And let's just start off with the first part of that melody, all right? So that's a C, an E, A, I think it went like that, okay? Yeah, and I kind of let that note go. So let's just start right there. So, if you require writing things down, go for it. If you don't, if you can just kind of picture this all in your mind, you can do that too. So let's see just how that melody went, okay? So, what was it? I know there's nobody here that can answer me. It was C, E, A, and B. Okay, so what do I do with that? These are the notes. So what I want to do is I want to start thinking about what chords contain these notes. Okay, not all together. I mean, not going to find a chord that contains C, E, A, and B. Not at least according to what we've learned so far. Probably I think if you were to make this into a chord, it'd be something like an A add 9, which we'll get to those types of chords later in time. But individually, okay? So let's just start. We're not going to worry about this bottom row of sevenths, but there's no surprises here. We saw what seventh chords are the last episode. So let's just start with our basic triad. So what chords have a C in it? Well, C, obviously. What do we have next? F, and we have A. So let's go to E. Where do we have an E? All right, we have the C, we have the E minor. This minus means minor. Where else do we have an E? We have an E in A. So we have, notes that are shared by two different chords here. Where do we have an A? Well, we got one in D minor. We have one in F. We have one in B diminished. Okay, and where do we have the B? Just to complete, we have it in E minor, G, and B. So we have lots of options that we can do here, all right? And again, just to show you how it works, I don't expect this to be, beautiful or anything like that, but it's, one of the ways you can go about creating, a song or hear a chord progression. So let's just start with C. We're going to go in the count of 4, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, just real simple. Someday, sooner or later, I'll probably do something about rhythm. So let's just go, we'll stick with C. So we're going to do that twice, right? And then let's say, okay, I want to go to D minor. And then I want to go to E minor, all right? Because those all have the C, the A, and the B. So sticking, got my C in there. Then I stick with the C chord, right? I still got my C in there. Then I move up D minor. And then what did I say? E minor. Okay. So I have this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So as long as it wasn't really keeping with the rhythm of the melody, but then I can I figure out, okay, that's kind of the rhythm. It's more like that. Yeah. So do you hear how that melody is in there? How is that melody in there? Because those notes are in there, okay? C, the C, the E, the A, the B. Just for one other sort of example, you go, okay, well, this should be minor, right? Okay, so, a very different sound, right? Because it's a different chord, but those notes are still in there. So what you do here is, play around with the different combinations. I mean, just based on that one melody, look how many options. I wouldn't even know how to figure that out mathematically. All right, you have a lot of options that you can do. All right, you can use. To add even more options, then let's incorporate the possibilities that the seventh provides. So I didn't leave enough space here, so maybe I'll write it on top. So which chord, now that we're looking at the sevenths, which chord has a C? All right, well, D minor 7. F, okay, so the F is still going to be there. Excuse me, now I'm looking at F. but this time it's the F major 7, all right, and the A minor 7 as well, all right, because again, those are going to stay because those chords all contain the C. Then we go to E, all right, so again, nothing new added here. We'll just incorporate the ones that are going to be new. So here, I can incorporate the F major 7, because the F major 7 contains an E. What contains the A? B minor 7 flat 5. And then what contains the B? The C major 7. So let's see what it sounds like just to use the 7th chords with the notes that contain the melody. So again, I'll play the melody. Again. So let's see where we can hear that. Okay. Okay. Whoops. All right. Maybe you want to turn that last major 7. Maybe you want to make this a C instead of a C major 7. If you know it's coming to the end, because it's going to be more stable. You're coming to your tonic, your basic tonic triad. See, that sounds different than that's more open. All right, the C is more closed. Things like that, and so. The nice thing about this example is that, you know, when we were looking at the chord families, the minor 7 flat 5, you recall what that family that comes is the dominant, okay? And so G7, or the G chord, the 5 chord, the 5/7 is the dominant, and then the minor 7 flat 5 falls in the dominant category too. So if you remember too, this has, you know, these a lot of unstable tones that just want to move. B wants to go to the C, or the 7 wants to go to the tonic. So this is a very common way to bring a song to a close, or a section to a close. Proceed the tonic by its 7 chord. So see, it feels nice and resolved, okay? Tension, resolution. Okay, we saw how 5/7 resolves to the 1 as well. Okay, this is a C, G7 to C. Here, B minor 7, hear that tension? To C. So play with it, you know, and if you want to if you really want to kind of incorporate the chord family and kind of harmonic progression lesson with this, it would be a great learning tool as well. And you start to identify, okay, the chord families that they belong to. So again, for example purposes, we'll just stick with the last chord of the melody. C major 7 is a tonic chord, right? E, the 3rd degree, is a tonic chord. G, the 5th degree, is the dominant, and this is also a dominant. All right, so I got, you know, different options. Do I want to, you know, increase the tension? You know, since this melody did continue, maybe instead of ending on a note, a chord of closure, maybe, and it comes back to the C, maybe I want to, you know, add a different chord. Maybe I don't want to close on the C, maybe I want to close on a dominant chord, okay? So I extend that tension. So D chord would be, we'll just use these 3 examples and then random stuff in the middle. So, whoops, this is going to be hard. Subdominant. It's the 2 chord is subdominant. Tonic, C, F. subdominant, A, tonic. So, for example's purposes, let's just say this is our complete exercise, this melody, okay? Regardless of that second part. So it has a beginning and an end. So what do I want to do? All right, well, I got a couple options here, Probably want to start with this, the tonic, all right? And I can move to a subdominant, all right? So maybe I want to do the F major 7, since that's the only subdominant here in this melody. These are tonics. The A major 7, so I've gone from the 4, and do I want to use the B minor 7, which is a dominant chord? Do I want to stick in the subdominant level with the 2 chord? And where do I want to end? So for our purposes, again, we'll end on the tonic chords. But let's just see how that kind of works. So we'll start with C. And now I'm going to the D minor. So I'm sticking in the subdominant, F, D minor, and then we'll go C. So it starts. Okay, not half bad, right? But again, the notes are in that melody. Let's see, so that's sticking with, the 2 subdominants, so not a lot of tension built up, right? So let's go tonic to 4 chord to a dominant chord and see how that sounds. See that? A little bit of tension. We're home. Moving away from home a little bit with the F subdominant. Going to the dominant. High tension. Resolution. Alternatively, let's say we'll start with the A, another tonic. See how this sounds different. Tonic, F major 7, B minor 7 flat 5 to C. So the only difference there was I substituted the A minor for the C. Now let's see what happens if I close on a different tonic. So A minor, F major 7, I forget, I gotta include that melody there. Again, the ear was expecting to go to the C for closure, but what did I do? I went to a less stable tonic chord, all right? Or I could have gone B minor 7, well, no, I was gonna say here, but there's not that melody note. So, I hope you get the idea that there are, whether or not you want to, I think applying the tonic, secondary, dominant, and dominant aspects is kind of a step up from where we began. Work on this stuff, and it'll pay dividends in your songwriting ability and your, creating songs according to melodies, and so. If you come up with a melody, or you purposefully just want to write a melody for practice purposes, it's another good thing to do. Just come up with something that sounds good. Just sit on your guitar. That's all I did. Okay? Nothing genius about that little melody. Simple, but it enabled us to work through the process by which you can then begin to make these chord progressions. Taking into consideration, again, of the tonic and the types of families, it's just gonna, you're adding more of your learning to this process here. And if you want to go even further, I was just sticking with these open chords, right? So what was the melody? C, E, A, B, let's see. C, F major 7, D minor, C. All right? It's the same. It's incorporating those same notes. I probably didn't get them rhythmically correct, but again, it's the same principle. Try these different voicings that you've learned from the previous lesson to these things. You know, maybe you want to try to get all of your melody notes on the top string. Let's see if we can do that. Oh, geez. D minor 7. Oh, with a C. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this right now. I didn't have it. Okay, well, there's a D minor 7. No. Yeah, that's going to take too much brain power for me right now, I think, to do it. But you get the idea. So, as always, keep on watching, keep on learning, keep on rocking.